How do you like the warm-up activities? Let's get started with the first subtopic for this chapter. We know that surface constructs of fluency are focused on accuracy, automaticity, and prosody. These are important for CLD students to learn, but we will also be learning about deep constructs of fluency, since they're just as important for fluency instruction in the classroom. Let's begin with the surface constructs. One of the keys to reading a text fluently is accuracy. For students to read a text accurately, they must understand the relationship between letters and the sounds that those letters make. Students must also be able to identify the words in the text and decode them. To support CLD students' mastery of decoding, teachers can help through the transfer of phonological awareness skills in the native language to those in English. This can be done with the following skills: the identification of initial letter sounds that are the same in the native language and in English, the articulation of phonemic elements of words, the isolation of word parts in both languages, and the identification of context clues. The second key to reading a text fluently is automaticity, or knowing words. Automaticity is achieved when students are able to decode words in text automatically. Remember, if students do not develop automaticity, comprehension is compromised. Why? This is because the reader spends so much time on decoding the words that they forget what they're reading. One way teachers can support automaticity development is to provide meaningful interaction with the text. This can be done by having students engage with reading or connected text, such as newspapers, where they can see the word function in meaningful contexts. The third key to reading a text fluently is prosody. Prosody is what makes oral reading sound expressive. The elements of prosody are intonation, stress, tempo, and rhythmic patterns of language. Developing prosodic elements is important because they communicate the meaning of written words. This can be especially challenging for CLD students if specific attention isn't given to developing each of the elements of prosody. Now, let's focus on the key to deep constructs of fluency development: comprehension. Remember that a student's ability to read quickly and accurately is not an accurate measure of fluency development. Fluency is demonstrated by the CLD student's ability to understand and interpret words and read them in a way that conveys the intended meaning of the text. To help students enhance their fluency, teachers can encourage students to reread texts, rehearse intonation and phrasing, and practice methodologically rather than quickly. As we learned in the last chapter, cognitive strategies can also be useful because they allow students to manipulate the materials, such as grouping items to be learned or taking notes. A final suggestion for fluency development is collaboration with peers. Having support and interaction with others is helpful for students' learning and has proved the most beneficial to CLD students' population. In the next video, we will learn more about fluency development through collaboration. This is the end of this video.